Harbour, and we're delighted to be on Gadigal land today. We're really lucky to have Vishal Salvi in region to share a conversation together. So welcome, Vishal.
What we are seeing is that corporates are now definitely adding cyber and their commitment to cybersecurity as a ESG goal. Clearly, what we are seeing is that it is seen as a social issue and it is seen as a governance issue, right?
The big organisation I've worked in is always how do you feed that risk back to the board to say we've got to do something now or else we're in shit street. We haven't got compliance, we haven't got all this risk mitigated. What are we going to do?
In terms of the prioritisation, which is always a challenge, right? And one of the things where there's not a lot of science in terms of kind of where you focus limited resources.
It's trying to make sense of the information, make sure you've got that minimum standard of compliance, which is fundamental to everything. I mean, that's your ticket to play in the game, but also having that more, I suppose, threat-informed view of the world.
Because fundamentally, you're not really addressing the cybersecurity and information security protection that you're supposed to do. If I'm a hacker, I'm going to target lower medium. But all I need to do is I'm going to get in, and then I can get in. Right? I'm not going to go through the hard yard and say, look, I know you guys have firewall, web application, IPS, software, and all that crap. I'm not going to come through the front door.
Something that was supposedly picked up in the penetration test report somehow overlooked and actually became true. And so we were like, oh shit, there's an issue here, we need to jump on it. So I assembled a SWAT team who effectively went in there, dived first, ascertain the damage. It's like CSI, you're looking there and go, right, forensically, how are we going to deal with this? You've got to make sure you have the right team to jump in. Because inevitably, right, you're going to have a problem like that. Right, you can try and block everything, there's always something out there.
Where suddenly we're talking about health records out there, and then apparently it was like, right, this is serious. But if you think of what the kind of ripple effect is of the confidence of an entire generation of people who are particularly digitally savvy, your clients would be right square in the middle of that. Now, there goes to your point. This is a big social issue.
That was the sort of the rise of the ransomware. Typically, we see between 4,500 and 5,000 organizations. The number can be a little bit more. It can never be less than this. That get impacted by ransomware attack every year. So that's why they are getting impacted because they don't use legal software and all of it. Very few people in the organization. So they're like sitting ducks, right? The industries which were not earlier worried about it, like manufacturing, even transportation, healthcare, they were not as mature as a financial institution because bad guys were only going after money, which was obviously the banks. But the moment they started seeing that they can do a ransomware attack and extract ransom money, they started doing it. It is now becoming an indiscriminate warfare.
To say that we're going to go on the offensive was just naive.
How do we democratize cybersecurity across all our stakeholders? Right? CISOs obviously get it, right? It's part of their job description. So they do whatever is required to protect their organizations. But how do we get the board, the leadership, the business units, the IT teams, the business, all of them to understand and be accountable and responsible for executing their responsibility?